Today is the 3rd of April 2009 and we have a special guest here as part of our series of centenary interviews, Karen Ryce, the last primary teacher at the school. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Karen, tell us about your time before you came to Kogarah Marist in 1975.
I taught primary school and I'd only been at one school, and that was St Luke's at Revesby, and I was there for 4 years. And a teacher there called Miss Starr told me about this wonderful school called Marist Kogarah, and she built it up and it sounded fantastic, so I thought I'll go over for an interview. Had an interview with Brother Richard Reynolds, who was the primary principal, and got the job in 1975.
Right. How many primary classes were there? 5th and 6th class?
There were 4 Year 5s and 4 Year 6s.
So it was a very large primary department then?
Very large, and each class had around about 40 students in each, so a very big school.
And how many sort of staff members in that department?
There was, I'm laughing because the first person that came to mind was Brother Herbert. There were 8 teachers, 1 for each room, and the deputy principal, who was Brother John Fitzgerald, and the principal, Brother Richard Reynolds, so there were 10. And
there's a number of members of our present staff that you taught?
Yes, very proud to say I taught John Fitzpatrick, Peter Russell and Mark Barbaluk in 76, 77 and 78. Right. And it's fantastic seeing them here.
Yeah, they're all on staff, yeah. Now, the primary department sort of came to a close in 84? 83. That's right.
It was getting smaller and smaller, and the CEO decided that we should close the primary school. So we went from 8 classes to 4 and then to 2. And Brother Phillips and myself were the 2 teachers that had the 2 primary classes. So it was very sad, and we'd seen a lot of change when they were building the library where it is at the moment, I think.
Yes, still there.
We moved out, our classes moved out at one stage, and that was John Fitzpatrick's class. We went down to the Girl Guides Hall down at Bexley, and we had great times down there playing cocky-law and touch football, and did some teaching as well. So we saw a lot of change, and in 1983 they decided that was it, and that's when we closed. So what was great about that was we were able to get 3 students from the original class of 1909, and we had our photo taken with those 3 students as well.
I know that photo, yes. Also at the same time, or the year after, the girls came into the senior school.
Actually, I was really lucky because I left for a year and went to St Charles at Waverley and taught 4th class there. Then I saw a job advertised for a maths teacher, and I thought, oh, I've got to go back home to Kogarah. So I applied, and Brother John O'Brien, God bless him, gave me the job. So I was lucky enough to see the introduction of co-education in 1984, and I was here for the whole 10 years of that as well.
That's right. And you were Year 11 and Year 12 mainly?
I was Year 7 coordinator for 1 year, and then straight up to Year 11 for a number of years, while Dennis Burns was Year 12 coordinator. When we finally prized him out when he went to Canada, I was able to become Year 12 coordinator.
Right. Any teachers or students you sort of remember from that era, the secondary era?
Oh,
lots.
Hundreds. I still remember, well, I was going to say all, but most of the kids that I've taught, I'm lucky that I've got a good knack with names and faces, so I can do that. But my closest friends in the world, 2 teachers I taught with here, that's Tony Stevens, the original Tony Stevens, and Des Pollock.
Des, yeah.
And those 2 and their wives are my husband, Gus, and my closest friends. But I also keep in touch with lots of kids, so a very special time.
Sure. How many principals did you work under? It'd be John O'Brien?
John O'Brien, Chris, well, I get mixed up if I was in primary school or secondary school, but Chris Wade, John O'Brien, the original principal when I came here in the secondary was James, Brother Osman, I think. Pat Foley, Peter McNamara, of course.
Of course, yes.
Missed out on Brian Roberts, that would have been a hoot.
That's right, he came in 97.
More, but I've forgotten.
Oh, for sure. If you had to sort of summarise Kogarah Marist in a sentence or 2, what would you say?
It's home. It's my heart.
I just love the place. Every single memory I have of school is precious. I think because when I came I was 21 and when I left I was 46, so I grew up here and developed some lifelong friends, and I think one of the most special things was the connection with the Marist brothers. It was through them that I became a Catholic, so they moulded my faith.
Okay. The 25 years comes to an end, you leave Kogarah. What do you do after Kogarah?
I tore myself away. I went to Aquinas College Menai for 2 years. That was a bit boring. It was all Aussies and I missed the wogs. And I used to love it when you'd walk along the playground and at Kogarah and the kids say, oh, Miss, come and have lunch with the wogs. And it was such a term of endearment. So, yeah, Menai was a bit boring. So I went to Delaney College at Granville for 7 years. I was part of the executive there. It was 85% Lebanese. So I liked the ethnicity of that as well, and spent 3 years at St Greg's, back with the Marist brothers. And this year I'm at Marist College at Kemps Creek.
Right. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming back to Marist
pleasure.
College Kogarah. What was it called when you were here?
What was the
What was the name of the school when you were here?
It was Marist Brothers Kogarah, then it was Kogarah Marist
Marist
High,
High.
and I just missed Marist College Kogarah.
We
It'll always be.
We change our name every few years.
And it came to me.
Yes. Anyone from a different era, they always know it by that, whatever that era they were. Okay, thanks a lot, Karen.
Thank you very much.